welcome. This is Jane Gardner, and it's a Let's Go Live show. And today on Let's Go Live show, we are talking about Open Broadcast Studio, or OBS. If you're on YouTube, just search for OBS, and you'll find many tutorials on starting to use Open Broadcast Studio. And today we're going to go look inside Open Broadcast Studio. So let's get started and let's go and have some fun. So we're still talking about broadcasting on live stream, and we are in, I think, this section of not quite this section, paid broadcasting software. We're in this section, the OBS, free broadcasting software. This is open source, and we'll have a quick one, I guess, on mobile, and we'll be talking about paid next in a few weeks. I'm Jane Gardner. I work with my husband. I have actually 6 TV channels on my network, and I'm always saying this, I've got to change my picture. So this is talking about inside Open Broadcast Studio. Last week we talked about what is OBS, and we gave you the link so that you can go and download it at obsproject.com, and you can use it either for Windows, Mac, or Linux, and it's open source, so it's always developing, always changing, updating, getting more features, some of which you may need, some of which you may not. But it's widely used by a lot of live streamers, and it produces high quality broadcasts. And we talked about some of the advantages of OBS last week, but we'll talk about some of what's it primarily used for. It can be used for gameplay, video and audio from a webcam and microphone, screen recording, and broadcasting video and audio to online streaming platforms such as Twitch and YouTube. And Facebook, can do Facebook Lives. It has several other features that you can customize, and there's many plugins you can add to it to help get a personalized live streaming experience. So during last week, I did a training recording that I hope you'll be able to hear, showing inside of OBS Studio and the logic and the how-to set up scenes within OBS to do things like this, which is including doing slideshows and being live on camera. So we are going to go get it, and it will stream, and I will be quiet while it streams, and the audio plays from the recording. So where did I put it? I think I put it on here. Hello, this is Jane Gardner, and I haven't turned my light on, but you can see anyway. So we will get started. This is Open Broadcast Software. I've added I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 scenes are in here at the moment, but let's just go and point out, and I'll give you some bigger pointers later. This is basically this is the way it comes when you open it up, except of course this will be blank, and these are the scenes. So on this one I have one called Studio, which is live, and which is this one, and then I have another scene which is blank, and I put a image into this scene, and I believe these are all blank as well. So let's go back to the studio. So this left-hand side, and of course you can move them around, is scenes. These are what you're going to be working with when you're broadcasting. Each scene has sources. So this is the sources that are in the studio. So there's an image, and you can turn it on and off, and you can lock it. So there, I turned it off. And then here's the video capture. I turned myself off. And then this was the movie. So that's the background that I put in there. So you can turn them off. So those are the sources for this scene. and a different scene will have a source. So this one has an image, a JPEG or a PNG. You can turn it off, and of course you can lock it on to stay on or unlock it. But let's try another scene. So here is a scene, and we want to have some sources in that scene. So you don't have any. So click the plus button below and see what we can add. So we can add an application audio capture, audio input capture, a browser. Let's try a browser. Create a new browser. So let's go, and it opens up and it says you've just added a browser source and a web page from the internet. So they've added OBS projects. Let me add mine. And it will pop up and stay there. Hold on. Hopefully. Oh, I forgot to put my name in there. Oops. Yeah, I forgot the ending. My apologies. So you can put any browser in there in a window. There we are. And for some reason it likes to measure the distance, how big everything is. But here comes the website. And this is the website, the very top of the website of the browser. And I guess that was... So then you could add in other sources. You can add in several sources, and then you just put one on top of the other. So we could put me in there, I think. Where am I? I am a video capture. There we are. Capture device. Add existing video capture. I wonder if they'll get that one. I don't think they will. So we'll have to create a new one. Actually, I'm not sure if they'll do that. Interesting to see if it works. I don't think it will. Because, yeah, I've got one video already coming in. So that I can't have more than one, I would think. So we'll forget that. Turn that off. Oops. Let's try something else. Oh, I should have put in a slideshow. Some VLC, a video source. So we can add a video source, which is basically a movie or any MP4. Oh, here we'll use this one since it's there. Should work. Say okay, and there it is. And of course, you can make the, let's see, we're in VLC source, and then we click the properties for the source, and hopefully it has a choice, and not like mine. Yeah, no, not like mine. Maybe it has a thing about green screen. Nope. It has properties, filters, and of course you can have it moving. Well, we didn't actually go and... So in order to see the other one, you have to move it above this one. So you do up and down. And of course we can turn on and off. So let's go back to the studio and me. And then the next one is you have a scene. You put in some sources. You put in the properties of those sources up here. So you select a source image, you look at the properties, it gives you a few choices, and then you could change it, and you could have filters. Some of these things are way too much. Chroma, oh, there's a chroma key. I should do for that one? Let's do chroma keys. No, let's not do chroma key. Hold on. We'll do chroma key for this one. For video, no, VL. Yeah, we'll do chroma key for this one. There we go. And turn off that green screen. Name of the filter. And it's green, so now it is black. And of course you can put anything on top of that and it looks like it's in a screen, which reminds me I should open up do a PowerPoint. Where are we here? So you can add a desktop capture. I wonder where we have that. Display capture, maybe? We're always guessing. Okay, and capture method automatic. And no, we want to capture it. We want to capture with a cursor, but that didn't work. It's probably the wrong one. I usually use XSplit, so this is why I do not know what I am doing. Window capture. There we go. And select a window to capture. Okay, no, PowerPoint. There we go. PowerPoint. Yay. But of course, we don't want it that big and we don't want it to show the PowerPoint, etc. So there's another capture you can use. So anyway, that would be how. Anyway, so you can have various sources in each scene and go between each scene and to do whatever you wish to do. And you have your audio mixer, desktop audio, microphone, make sure that's the one that's working, and then scene transitions, a fade you can cut. I don't use I guess I use transitions because I'm going back and forth, but I don't really like it. And then over here is the controls for start streaming, managing your broadcast, start the recording, and then you can make choices for your virtual camera. And I did this in order to make myself smaller within my camera. I had to use this section, and then there's studio mode. Studio mode is you have your preview studio where you can show put all the things together and get ready to prepare to put it into the studio. And then here is the studio. This is what is being broadcast, and that's somewhat useful. And you can just click between them. And of course, settings. There's tons of settings you can use, hotkeys, accessibility, etc. And then exit. And then up here is the chat, which you can for YouTube, I believe. And your live chat will broadcast in here, and you can reply back to people who are making comments. Or you can float it somewhere else as well. Yep. So hopefully that was just a few minutes. 10 minutes, that's not bad. So we'll show you that. I'll put some PowerPoints on here. I'll put some arrows on here and make this a demonstration. It shows the overall of what you can do in OBS. Obviously, to learn, I have to learn more, as well as you have to learn more and to do this. But you can do an auto configuration wizard to start up, and you can have automatic scenes switcher, and you can use hotkeys to press that when you change. You can dock them differently. And of course you can view them, the toolbars in different areas, dock them or not. And then you can have multi-view full screen. So you could have more than Oh, I shouldn't have put that into full screen. Oh. Into, that's the full screen of my monitor. That doesn't work. And and so that would, let's change that back. And windowed. There's a windowed one where you can have as many screens as you want. I think I have 6 now. So that is ridiculous. So you can change it back to studio mode, away from studio mode. This is in the studio, but of course you will see this one being broadcast and you will just have this one. And you can turn those measurements off if you wish at any point. Well, took me about an hour to move around my green arrow on Camtasia for editing, but it didn't do anything, so I'll have to check that out. So but hopefully you saw some of that on that show recording, and you get a rough idea of the how simple and how complex OBS and how powerful OBS is to use for broadcasting. And I might do another one next week just to show you how to do an interview with myself, probably, I don't know. And we'll continue on looking at some other things like Zoom and XSplit that you have to pay for, etc. I think we said mobile. I'll see if I've got one I did on mobile that I can use as a recording. So we're looking at how to broadcast and the broadcasting software there is. There's plenty of choices out there, and maybe I should make a list so that you know that's more. But this one is open source, so it can be fun to use and fun to learn. So it's worth getting and putting on your desktop to try it out and play with. I did try to get it onto YouTube, but it wasn't connected. So once you connect it to YouTube, it's very easy for it to broadcast. You just say start broadcast, or after you've obviously put in the titles and the tags, etc., that is needed for YouTube, you can then just start the broadcast and go. So thanks for listening. This is all for now. I'm not really talking about anything